The Motorhead Garage crew welcomes another Brothers Trucks makeover, discovers how to make MOPARs even more muscular, and uncovers a smart solution to wayward cargo. Next on Motorhead Garage, presented by Topcoat. Brum, 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 brum.
Well, when there's a classic Chevy truck in the shop, usually means one thing. Brothers Trucks is in the house, and I'm with Steve Flanders. So we're going to get schooled today, whether it's on the vehicle repair or basically today on the table, demystifying these wire harness. Steve, man, these things can get confusing.
They can, and that's why I brought these today, to take some of the question marks out of purchasing a wiring harness when you're building your vehicle, whether you're going with a full restoration or a full customization. The wiring harnesses are available for all the way across that spectrum, and let's just talk about what we have.
Yeah, and you guys got three, I mean, different levels. Let's say, you know, big tech, medium tech, anybody. I mean, we can do it that way, but better yet, you guys offer it for anybody you want. Let's start with the first set. What is this all about?
Basically, anyone could do any one of these. It's really just a matter of how much customization and flexibility you have within the harness itself. So starting with this first one, this would be your full spectrum, wide open, customized harness. It comes with all the connectors that it needs to have to make it plug to itself, but at the far end of those connectors is where you really get your flexibility. You get your ability to use custom tail lights or custom door poppers if you're taking your handles off, or you're going to add an air ride system or something like that. So you get all the flexibility in this harness, but you get some of the plug and play features too that make it kind of easier. But this would be the most work you'd have to do, but also the most flexible.
Now in your sets as a master tech, this is huge, folks. I mean, we're talking about the wire harness. You can go ahead and wire it all, that's great, but look at, you're getting the circuit breakers, the flashers, the little rubber conduits for your alternator, butt connectors, spade connectors, dimmer switches, ignition switches, relays. I mean, it's all right here. These are in both sets, so not only is it a wire harness, you're really doing a whole overhaul of the electrical system.
Right. I guess these are targeted towards people that are doing a full build. Right. So everything that you see over there also comes in this kit. The difference between that kit and this kit is vehicle specific. So what you're going to get on this one is, I mentioned earlier, like going to the far end and dealing with your own connectors. This one at the far end, you know, you've already got your parking light connectors, your tail light connectors, your fuse block bulkhead's going to have, you know, the proper connector for your ignition switch, and so on and so forth. So this one is far more plug and play, but also offers you that flexibility to expand the system, add those features, like I mentioned before, air ride, air conditioning, say power windows, or any other stuff that people are doing when they're customizing their vehicle and or doing something other than just a full restoration.
And you don't have to be a master tech. That's the cool part. I mean, the schematic's right in the box, and it's not a schematic with white wires. It's a color schematic that tells you right front turn, left front turn. You just string that thing out, you put it right there, and like you said, Steve, I mean, imagine trying to get that old bulb and that socket out. It's never going to happen. You got it right there. So
right. The lengths are all proper too, so you're not chasing down the wire and trying to, you know, shorten it up and make it work. On this harness, it's vehicle specific, so it just plugs right in and everything's good.
Now for me, I mean, yeah, I just want to go ahead and get it. I don't have a lot of accessories. You got it.
Right, so this is my speed right here. Since most of my vehicles are stock, the stock harness doesn't offer a lot of flexibility, as you know, but what it does offer is a lot of convenience. So these harnesses are entirely 100% factory. The great thing about this is the factory harness was modular. So your forward light harness, say, was a complete separate piece from your engine harness and from your tail light harness and so on. So let's say you had a problem, engine fire, and you just needed to replace the engine harness. Well, then you could go ahead and buy the engine harness separate from everything else, plug it in to your fuse block, and you'd be back up and running, which is a really nice part of the factory harness. The other nice thing about these factory harnesses is they really have, there's no guesswork at all. All of your connectors are on there. Like I mentioned, this one here that plugs in, here's your connectors that go to your parking lights, these go to your alternator and so forth. I mean, everything's there, they're all chased, and there's no question about how it connects. Here's, you've got your, you know, your mounts where they screw on and everything else.
Yep, factory wire loom, it's all there. Hey, where can we go get it off the web?
So www.brotherstrucks.com is where you can go. Also, you can order a free catalog there, or you can just call us at 800-977-BROS.
Well, Bros is making wiring easy. Stick around, there's plenty more Motorhead Garage presented by Topcoat right after this break.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Clamp Tight, the clamp making tool. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. Silver Sport Transmission, override transmission kits everyone loves, delivered with pride. And by Top Coat. Don't just coat it, top coat it.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat. Now, Mopar fans, this segment is for you. Whether you have a Ram truck, you've got a Jeep, a Charger, or a Challenger with a Scat Pack like this one, Z Automotive is here to help. Now, Joe, how did you get started in this business?
I bought a 2006 Dodge Charger back in 2006, and I went to do donuts, and the car wouldn't let me.
That's a crime.
It is.
So you came up with a device that let you do that.
I knew I could get around it, so I came up with the device, and Z Automotive was born.
Helps to have a background as an electrical engineer, right?
It does.
Well, you've evolved the business, and you've come up with lots of different devices for Mopar folks out there and folks with Chrysler products and beyond. Now, tell me about this new device you have here.
This is the Taser. It's been out for a few years now. It's a programmer, and it can also do a bunch of what I call live features. The programmer portion can change some of the settings in the car to change its personality. Particularly for this vehicle here, a Scat Pack, we're able to turn on the SRT pages and drive modes, same as like a Hellcat would have, which the Scat Pack doesn't come with.
And the big question is, what does it do for the warranty?
Since it doesn't change any of the PCM programming or calibration, it doesn't set off any red flags to the dealer. It is completely reversible. We've never had any issues with warranties.
Oh, perfect. You're the expert on all this. You invented it. You've installed 1 million of them, so I'm going to let you do the dirty work.
Let's go do it. Okay, so we're going to install a double bypass, which is only required on 2018 and up, though it can be used on older vehicles if you want to hide the Taser in the trunk. So we have an access cover here where 2 of our connections from the double bypass plug in. And here you'll see these 2 connectors. It doesn't matter which slots you plug into, you just got to make sure you use the right connector and the right outlet. So we have a whole bunch of white plugs here. This is our white plug. We're going to plug it in next to it. The green one goes with the green ones. And that's it for that portion. Snap this back on, and we can get the rest from the back of the car. Okay, now we're going to connect our power and ground connections. First, we remove the fuse cover. And underneath the lid, find a fuse tool that Dodge left us. We're going to remove fuse 37, which is the second one on the right here. And that fuse is going to get plugged into the empty slot on the double bypass. And then we're going to plug this double bypass fuse tap into the fuse 37 slot. You route the wire off to the side, tucks in nicely, and exits where the power cable is. And we put the cover back on. Last connection is this ground connection. You need a 10mm wrench. We loosen up the battery ground. Tuck this behind it and tighten it back up. For the sake of neatness, pop this cover up, and tuck the wire underneath. And that's it. We take our Taser, plug it in. You see it came alive. And we can tuck it into this battery strap here so it doesn't bounce around in the trunk. And tuck the wires away.
Well, the install is just about as simple as any install can be. And Joe, once the unit's actually in, we have to marry it to the car that we're in.
Yeah, so by marrying it, we take a snapshot of the current configuration, so that way, when we want to remove it, it can restore the car completely to stock with a touch of a button.
And the thing I love about this, you're not putting any extra switches on the car, you're not screwing up your beautiful dash, you're using the existing buttons with your system.
Yeah, everything's done from the steering wheel buttons and the dash display.
Let's see how we program and marry this to the car.
So first we used the combination of the left arrow and the cruise cancel button to walk through the menu. We're going to go into choose where it says marry, and we're going to choose that. And it's going to take about 10 seconds to marry to the car.
Great.
And then we can proceed with programming this car as an SRT. So now that it's married, we can walk into the menu. I'm going to go into the performance setting, and we're going to change where it says SRT. We're going to say yes. And you can instantly see that the dash display changed, shows temperatures, the font changed.
So you're effectively telling this car that it is an SRT.
That's right. So I've just turned on the shift light. Since this is a manual transmission, there's no economy mode. There are settings for other things, the tire size, you can change some radio settings, you can change a few other things, but quickly now we just enabled all the SRT functions. So you can see the Dodge Performance Control. This is going to change in a minute after we do our full reboot.
All right, we got a full reboot coming up. While we're doing that, why don't you check out this? One of our favorite products here on Motorhead Garage is the Magic Creeper, and John, I know you love it, right?
I do love it. I'll tell you why, man. If you're a do-it-yourselfer or a professional technician, a master technician, it doesn't make any difference. Nobody wants to get under their car, especially with a creeper. I mean, it doesn't roll good. Our floor is pretty smooth here, but still, it gets hung up. Pound for pound, you're damaging the floor. You don't have any clearance until now. Now the Magic Creeper, check this out. And I'm 200 pounds. Don't go there, Dave. You know, 6'2", and man, fingertips. I'm gliding back and forth to the left, to the right. I mean, all the ground clearance in the world. I mean, this thing is absolutely perfect for getting under the car, do it yourself or a professional tech.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned do-it-yourselfers because you're probably not going to have a creeper at home, but you are going to be able to get a Magic Creeper. You can carry it with you in the car. You're not going to want to carry a big clunky thing with you in your vehicle at all. So you can roll this up. It goes right under one of your seats, and you can use it as a blanket at the stadium or something like that. But when you need it on the side of the road, and pull it out, whip it under the car, and you've got yourself a creeper.
Nothing to it. I mean, feather light. There's no weight limit for it. You know, think about it. Even changing a spare tire, you want to move that thing around. You want to get it out there. You got the car up. You can position it on here, move it to the left or right, put it on the rim. I mean, everybody should have one. You should carry it like an emergency kit in the car because it's very durable.
And it looks just like a piece of fabric, but like you said, super durable. We've tried to scrape it and scratch it and can't do any damage to it. It also wipes right off. You get some oil on it or you get some goo on it from the side of the road. It cleans right off with no problem.
I mean, there's nothing to it. It's great. It's lightweight, stored in the back of the car, no wheels, no damage. It's the way to go.
There's a lot of imitators out there. If you go online, you're going to see some other folks making something that looks like it or even says Magic Creeper, but that's not the real deal. Got to go to magiccreeper.com to check it out. Well, we've got the Taser installed and it's rebooted, and now we see the SRT performance screen here. The thing I like about what you guys offer at Z Automotive is you can pop out the dummy buttons on the steering wheel and actually put new buttons in that you guys provide, and that gives you the flexibility. You can program any of the functions you want to right into your steering wheel. How many different new functions do we have with the Taser?
Depending on the vehicle, it's up to 40 different features.
Amazing, and just doesn't cost you very much, and market upgrades, you can really make your car a performer. Be sure to check them out at zautomotive.com. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, coming to you from Orla Commerce Park.
Now, measuring your tread depth on your tire is not only good for safety reasons, it's good for gas mileage. So I'm going to show you how to do that and read some tire wear patterns. Now, you can go get a fancy tread depth gauge like this. They're relatively inexpensive, so easy to use. You just come down to the tire, push down on it, the little knobber is going to go down in there, and then it's read in 30 seconds. So this one's reading about 7:30 seconds. You're in pretty good shape. You can actually look at it on the graphic right there. The graphic shows it as it goes around. You can see the red's down about 1 or 2 30 seconds. It's time to replace the tires. 4 medial, and then you start getting up good. Everybody's seen the penny, the head trick with the penny. Well, that's about 2 30 seconds. You can stick that in as well, and you can see if Lincoln's head's sticking out of there. That's a good thing to do. Now, if you have some tire wear patterns, take a look at this graphic right here. This is pretty cool. There's feathering. That's when it goes from one side to the other. That's usually a toe or alignment issue. Overinflation is going to actually wear it in the middle of the tire. Underinflation's on both sides of the tires because you don't have enough air. One side wear is usually alignment, angle, cause camber, and cupping just means that you have a shock issue. So looking at your tires, making sure you're safe is going to keep your car in good shape. It's also going to buy you some gas mileage. Get you a tread gauge and go ahead and look at your tires.
Time now for Top Coat's tips and techniques.
Anybody that owns a boat realizes just how hard it is to clean and maintain these large vessels. A lot of surface area, a lot of bright work. You know, there's a lot of areas that need protection from the sun and so forth. Well, F11 is that product. It's as simple as spraying on and taking your microfiber towel and literally just buffing that coating into the surface. Not only are we doing the bright work such as these handrails, but we can also do all the gel coat. And the gel coat also, if you notice, has these vinyl graphics on it. Well, vinyl graphics deteriorate quickly in the sun. F11 protects all of that moving forward.
Scott just talked about the bright work and the gel coat, how Top Coat F11 works on that. It will also work on every other surface, including the glass, the rubber, even these vinyl graphics. You don't have to worry about buildup along the edges of the graphics. You don't have to worry about buildup on the rubber. And F11 will protect all of this from sun damage, UV rays, that sort of thing, and also water spots of every kind, everything from hard water, salt water spray, you name it. And on top of it, F11's water-based, so it's eco-friendly. You don't have to worry about getting it in the water.
You know, up until Top Coat F11, your traditional products that you would use to clean your boats have not been 100% eco-friendly. It would contaminate the water, cause a lot of issues to the environment. You know, with Top Coat F11, you don't have to worry about that. It's 100% safe for your environment. I mean, it's eco-friendly. And that's really big when it comes to the marine environment, especially because the EPA is really cracking down on marinas, from washing to your waxes to your all-purpose cleaners. It's a huge, huge issue these days. Well, as I said, Top Coat F11, you are perfectly safe when it comes to maintaining your boat and doing it in an eco-friendly manner.
On boats, you have many surfaces, especially on yachts. You have everything from teak to paint, gel coat, bright work with your chrome. You also have glass, even tinted glass. F11 is safe on all that and everything else. It's endless what you can do with F11 on a boat. Even like wood, like furniture. You have this table, for example, that gets a lot of use, it gets a lot of abuse, has smudges, food spilt, you name it. F11 protects against that and makes it easier to clean. You simply just spray it, wipe it, and then wipe it off and you're done. And it makes it look new, makes it easy to maintain. You can even do your furniture. So to learn more, go to our website at topcoat.tv.
Stick around, we'll be back with more Motorhead Garage right after this break.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. Exalta Coating Systems, we paint winners. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. AP Laser, leading the way. And by Danmar Equipment. Now you see it, now you don't.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat. Now, whether it's an SUV or a pickup truck, the manufacturers have been trying to solve the age-old problem of carrying cargo efficiently with no success whatsoever. That's why we're here with Last Box Dave. This is the trick.
John, this is for a mid-size pickup truck. I had one for years and years, and I can tell you that every single time I get to the grocery store, I have a dilemma. I can put the groceries in the cab, fine if you are by yourself, but if you got anybody with you, that's a pain. And you throw them in the back of the pickup bed. Every single time you stack the grocery bags in there, you think it's snug and everything's good to go. As soon as you get to the first traffic light, you hit the brakes, blum, 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 blum. All your groceries hit the front of the bed of the truck. That's no good.
Yeah, apples, oranges, in your case, zebra cakes. But nevertheless, it's a simple design, and that's the best design. It's one of those I wish I would have thought about it. I mean, this is awesome. Super easy to install. You just go right here. You got the straps. They give you the brackets and everything else. I'm going to take a screw, pop it through, put the nut, put the bracket on the back. We're ready to go.
Simplicity is the name of the game. It's held on by these two straps. They're connected at the corners, and you adjust it to your pickup truck to figure out how far you want to slide it out onto the tailgate, and then conversely, how far you want it to go back into the truck. So it effectively acts like a drawer in the back of your truck. Really super easy.
Yep, that's it. It's a matter of that easy. Got the bracket on the back. Now all we have to do is go over and install it. It looks great here, but it works much better on the pickup truck. Well, we got our last box in our Ford pickup truck, but it doesn't matter if it's a Dodge, Chevrolet, or any full-size pickup truck. It's going to work great. All you need is a couple anchors. Super simple to install, eh, Dave?
John, easy as can be. You've seen this. We've already attached it on one side here at the last box, and on the other side, it just loops around any tie-down anchors you have inside the truck. They all have them, and you just adjust it to how far you want this box to slide out and how far you want it to slide in.
2 fingers. Absolutely amazing how it slides. Now, think about it. You actually close the tailgate, bam, you're locked in from here to here. You're only using 1/3 of the box anyway.
That's all most people use most of the time.
Right, so think about it. Also, longitudinally, I could put it in this way. 2 of them. I put one in over here. I put one in over there. I slide it out. I got almost 2 drawers in the pickup truck. Everything's secure. Everything's good to go.
And we talked about groceries. We can do other things with it. Want to go out and have some fun? head to the golf course.
Yep.
Easily put your golf clubs in the back.
Look at that.
Yeah, if you got a friend coming with you, you can put another bag there as well. So it fits 2 bags and
Sure does.
shoes and all your gear.
Now here's the beauty of it. Once again, we're on the slide, bam, in. That's it. Close the tailgate, we're locked in. Think about it. The reality is, if I would have put those golf clubs in, slammed on the brakes or just stopped or anything, this bag is going to go all over the place. Not to mention expensive golf clubs all damaged, and I don't want to go pick them up before a round of golf. That's a problem.
I chase enough golf balls all around the golf course. I don't need to chase them in the back of my pickup truck.
And one of the questions, what if we don't have anything in there? Well, if you want to store it, simply just flip it over, ratchet it down. You got the ratchet straps right there, it can stay, or it fits right in the back of the pickup truck. Bam. Either way, man, this is the way to go.
Well, talk about lightweight, John. This thing weighs about 9 pounds. This is the SUV version. The full-size pickup truck version only weighs about 14 pounds, so super easy to get in and out of the vehicle.
Yeah, even you can curl this one, Dave. Nothing to it.
Thanks, John.
Just set it in there. You got your little bungee cords right here. They go around and attach, bam, and inside there you got some Velcro, so it's not going anywhere, Dave.
Well, in a truck, in an SUV, you're protecting the contents that you put into it, but you're also protecting the vehicle itself. You don't want your stuff sliding around and banging around inside.
Yeah, and it's got the anti-skid surface. Think about it. In a truck, you want to put some gasoline cans back there, you definitely don't want them moving around or sliding. SUV, just as important, man. Our groceries, we got bleach, we got milk, we got all kinds of chemicals. You put them in there, they spill over, you're going to ruin your SUV. It's going to smell like terrible for days on end.
It's going to smell like your car, John.
Yeah, exactly. Also love the non-skid surface. Maybe you get some groceries and you only get a few groceries. If you put them in there, that's it. They're not going to move. They're going to stay put, man. Awesome.
And if anything does spill, easy to hose off and just clean right off.
Just take it, hose it out, put it right back in. You saw how easy it was, lightweight, nothing to it.
Well, if you want to find out more about LastBox, pick one up for yourself. Check them out on the web at last-box.com. And if you want to learn more about Motorhead Garage, go ahead and check out our Facebook page.
Well, unfortunately, we're out of time for today, but if you have a cool product you want to get in here, just contact Jeff at masterstv.com, and perhaps you can join Dave and I right here at Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat.